Yes guys, welcome back to another video. Welcome to the George Benson football channel for what actually is the biggest game of our season, the match preview, Liverpool versus Chelsea, the Carabao Cup final. The first opportunity for many of these players to win their first silverware of their careers, their first silverware as a Chelsea player, and with all of the long contracts that have been signed by a lot of these new signings, winning a trophy in this season, where you look at the games that we've played, you look for the standout moments, and I was looking at it in the build-up to this preview that I'm making here today, and I'm thinking, what has actually been the standout moment of the season? And I would argue that it was a fluky game of football where it's Spurs. The 4-1 win, where Tottenham managed to get 2 players sent off. Any Premier League club should have gone there for the amount of time that Spurs had 9 men and won. Chelsea did that, and that is the highlight of our season so far. There have been good results. There is currently an upward trajectory that does get us buoyed. It gets us excited for this cup final. And if you want to hear what I've got to say about the Athletic article, which has spoken a little bit about why Chelsea might not want to win against Liverpool because of financial reasons of qualifying for the Conference League, check my Twitter, or X as it is, because I've posted that there, because I don't want to fuel any kind of, well, maybe we should. No. In football, you live for the moments where you see your team in the home of football, Wembley Stadium, with the opportunity to win a major trophy. And this is a major trophy, an opportunity for some of these players to get the belief, to feel what the fans feel when we see Chelsea lift silverware above our heads when the captain picks up that trophy and Chelsea are the champions. They're the winners, not league champions, but every cup, every final, every time I see Chelsea players with medals round their necks, lifting trophies above our heads, it is the highlight of any year. The best moments of my life have been watching Chelsea lift Premier Leagues, watching Chelsea lift the Champions League. And I think psychologically, as much as the best we might get this season is the Conference League, maybe the Europa League if we win this final and then go on an absolute rampage. That's what can happen if we beat Liverpool at Wembley on Sunday. If we win, there's no reason to say that is the confidence boost. That is the coming of age, performance, result, trophy that this incredibly young squad needed, that Mauricio Pochettino needs to get even more backing from Chelsea fans. And you know, I said it in yesterday's video, which a lot of you didn't watch it because why would you want to listen to me talk about Tuchel coming back to Chelsea and Harry Kane when we've got a flipping final at Wembley to talk about? That's what we're here to do right now. Pochettino has started to grow on me the last 3 performances because as much as fans, when we see awful performances, awful results, it's easy with the experiences that we've had to know that the chances are you can't bin all the players off, so the manager's probably going to go. When that happens, there is a lack of faith, there is a lack of love, there is a lack of willingness to back the guy until you start to see all of the players in recent weeks, in the Villa away performance, the Palace away, the City performance. What we're seeing here are players that haven't given up on Pochettino, haven't given up on the manager, and for that is the optimism and the positivity that I needed to be like, hang on a minute, maybe he's not doing as awful of a job as we thought. Maybe actually what we really need to do is get behind these players, galvanise, get together. And that is what I want us all to do here in the comments, in the build-up to this final at Wembley, because this is a one-off game of football. When we're looking at the likelihood of Liverpool and Chelsea, who's going to win, Jurgen Klopp will be Jurgen Klopp, and he'll come out in the media and say, well, we're not really the favourites. Well, you are, mate. Do you know what I mean? You are the favourites, even with so many first-team players injured, which is why Chelsea need to grab this opportunity. There's no Szoboszlai, there's no Alisson, there's no Jota, there's no Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think there's some other players also out injured for Liverpool. So it's up to Chelsea to grab the ball by the horns. I don't think I'm recording this before the Poch press conference because I need to get this video out there for you lot today. But I do not think there's any major new concerns for Chelsea and Pochettino, which is good. In the build-up to the end of this season, getting players back fit, seeing the pattern start to develop on the field is going to help Chelsea finish this season as strongly as we can. So, without any further ado, this is my Chelsea team, and you're going to see my prediction for what I think the score is going to be at the end. I'm throwing out a mad one for you lot here, but I'm backing it all the way. So, this is what I think is going to happen. Petrovic is my goalkeeper. And that is already, you can see the grin on my face, you already might know what my score prediction is going to be. Petrovic in goal. I absolutely love this bloke. I think he's brilliant. I think he's a top keeper, and I'm delighted he's at Chelsea. Bargain. We move into a back four. Once again, there are two players particularly here in this back four that are very quickly becoming fan favourites. Malo Gusto, Axel Disasi. Both of these two players have endeared themselves to the Chelsea fans, not just with their behaviour, their celebrations, but the quality that we're starting to see. And alongside those two, Levi Colwill and Ben Chilwell. The rumours all week have been that Thiago Silva wouldn't be fit enough to even feature in the squad for Chelsea this weekend. But to be quite honest, everyone's talking about, oh, is Thiago Silva going to be... I don't even think Silva, if he was fit, should be near the starting 11 for this game. And I know Thiago Silva has been magnificent for Chelsea, was unlucky in the Champions League final to go off with that abductor injury. But I just think that the Disasi-Colwill partnership is the future here for us. We've got a 25-year-old French centre-back there alongside a French right-back. And then you've got Colwill and Chile with that England partnership too. I absolutely see this being the future, potentially, for Chelsea, even with Reece James coming back from injury. We move into that pivotal pivot. Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo. If these two play to the levels that we know that they can, Chelsea win this game. And when we saw us play at Anfield, I was looking at the Liverpool midfield before it, and they run us ragged. They destroyed us when we went there, Conor Bradley in particular. But I was looking at that midfield before, and I'm like, I think Chelsea could overpower Liverpool here, and then we just got outwitted, out-tacticked. We got out-everythinged when we played at Anfield, which is why I think this is going to be different. And I'm backing Poch here to make the adjustments necessary to beat a Jurgen Klopp side. Enzo and Caicedo. If these two play well, the chances are Chelsea play well, and we can win this final. We move into my front four. Big debates at the moment in my head. Christopher Nkunku. And I'm sorry, I know a lot of people like him. A lot of people thought that my criticism was unfair, that he was kind of thrown in at the deep end by Pochettino in the City game as the only attacker. But I'm not seeing enough from Nkunku. I'm really not. And the players that I have chosen here is Gallagher, kind of playing as that central attacking midfielder, Palmer on the right, Sterling, who scored at Man City, and that gets him a start in this final, with Nicholas Jackson through the middle. I've got two little ideas in my head as to how I feel like this game is going to go. And I'm going to talk, this isn't actually my prediction, but I'm telling you now, I feel as though this could be a coming-of-age performance and match for Nicholas Jackson. I've just got this little GBFC feeling, and if you've been following the channel for a while, there's a big strike of lightning just happened around me, and that could be a sign. If you've been following this channel for a while, I make mad predictions. They quite often are correct. As much as you might not think I know ball, quite often do I get my predictions and scorelines and heroes right. I think Nicholas Jackson is the Chelsea hero, but I also have seen the way that Liverpool destroyed us at Anfield, and I've also seen just how close these cup finals between Liverpool and Chelsea have been. We've got to remember that this is not like any other league game. We've obviously been on that massive drawing streak against Liverpool before they destroyed us at Anfield. There's the thunder to the lightning. Bloody hell. Sending shudders down my spine and through the room that I'm in right now. But this is going to be close. This is massive. Even if we lose tomorrow, I'm telling you now, as long as I see the 101% effort that we have seen in recent weeks, as long as I see these players never giving up and fighting until the end, that's progress. This Liverpool team have been magnificent. They beat Luton 4-1 at Anfield last night, and it's going to be tough. But my honest prediction here is that this goes all the way to penalties. And Petrovic is the Chelsea hero again. We did it against Newcastle. He was the hero there. And Petrovic wins Chelsea this final again. Nicholas Jackson's going to have a game and a half. Petrovic saves the winning penalty. Chelsea to win on pens. Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments down below. Going to do another video in the build-up to this final tomorrow. So stay tuned to the channel. If you want to see my travel vlogs, my girlfriend and I were going around making some cool little vlogs. Link to that is in the description. Check out the Twitter account also, where I talk more about this so-called financial problem if we win this cup final and get into the Conference League. Bloody nonsense, mate. I'll see you there. Come on, you Blues.